Hi, I'm Kata and this is my digital reading diary. I've been creating content almost constantly for around 5 years now, mostly on YouTube and Instagram, always about books. Reading has been my safe place, my little escape, and this time I decided to give it a try on a new channel, on a new language as well. I am a 27-year-old Chilean mom of one living currently in Germany. And this is my introduction video. I thought it would be fun if we could answer some of the Booktube Newbie questions. So why don't we give it a go? Why did you start this channel? I wanted to branch out to a new language. My main channel is in Spanish, and including English right now would be very difficult since I already built sort of a small but steady community. Also, I wanted to start fresh, like with a blank canvas, or more exactly, a blank page, without any algorithms or data or anything that would predispose my content, or my new content in this case. It may sound silly, but sometimes a blank canvas, a blank page can actually help you fix the picture. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? I am a mom, so reading is very difficult for me, especially when my baby is awake. That is actually finding the time to read, to be alone a little bit, and to not be worried my baby is gonna pull on my pages, try to eat them, or try to create a chaos anywhere around the house. So my vlogs are mostly chaotic in a good way, actually. Also, I'm exploring Germany still, so both you and I can look for new places to read and maybe new cafes to try in this new country. What are you most excited for about this new channel? I'm most excited about to share about my reading journal. I know that's not what the question really meant, but I hope that you are as excited as me to build my 2027 reading journal. I have already been browsing my new cover. Color for the cover. And yeah, I'm still debating which journal to get, but I'm excited. Are you? Why do you love reading? It provides an escape for me, especially when I don't want to be present. I know it sounds harsh being a mom, but it's not what I mean actually. Sometimes reality is too much and we need a way to cope with reality, and that's books for me. It is also company when I feel alone. I know I have a baby and I have a husband. I am never alone. But emotionally, when I feel like nobody can understand what I'm feeling, a good book is really good company. And it's also a way to live 1,000 adventures without leaving the comfort of my home. It may sound cliche and obviously a little bit cheesy, but that's me, I guess. I really like the comfort of my sofa or my bed, and I am far more comfortable living adventures through the page. What book or series got you into reading? The first book I read for myself was Harry Potter, but I did not continue with the series because I started reading Twilight, and I did finish that series before I finished Harry Potter. Yes, I was a Twilight girly. I am a bit ashamed to admit that I even own all the DVDs. But eventually my love for Twilight died or started dying, and I got back into Harry Potter. But I actually think there is a question about this later on. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? What are their all-time favorite books? Which playlist do they listen to while reading, or do they have a different playlist for different moods? And how do they manage to read a book a day? I follow a lot of creators who read really fast and a lot of books, which is not my reality. So I want to know, how do they do it? What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Finding the time to read and vlog at the same time. I can barely keep up with housework, and now I'm going to be managing 2 YouTube channels besides all my other social media. So it's going to be tough, but I don't think it's gonna be impossible. I just need to time manage a little bit better. When did you start reading? I learned to read very early, and I think I've always been a good reader in the sense that I could understand heavier books for my age. Though for pleasure, I have to say I started reading around 12 or 13 years old, so that was like 15 years ago. Which is quite a lot of time if you think about it. I've been reading for myself, for my pleasure, for 15 years. That's over half my life. Where do you read? Wherever I can, actually. I used to listen to audiobooks back when I was driving. Now they play in the background as I do housework and play with my baby. I love to read in my bed and the sofa as well, especially my physical copies. But with a baby, it can be very difficult, so I also read in my Kobo now that I got one for my birthday last April. I used to read a lot in my Kindle as well, but the e-readers, I actually prefer them on the go, when I'm out, when I'm on the train, when I'm traveling. But I always like to have a book in hand, no matter where I go, no matter where I am. I know a good book is a good company. What kind of books do you like to read? See, I knew there was a question like this. I read fantasy mostly. If it has romance, it's okay, but I'm not actively looking for romance in my fantasy books. Romance is actually my guilty pleasure. So like Heartstrings, Maple Hills, that kind of stuff. And I really, really love dark academia books. Like If We Were Villains, I still need to read the original dark academia book, The Secret History. I did read Don't Let the Forest In, and sort of like that. But I've been reading a lot of classics lately. I am currently reading War and Peace, and I read a compilation of stories and books about vampires. I am going to read one about cats. So yeah, I have been going heavy into classics this year. What does your book collection look like? Right now, it's a mess, a real mess. I have unfinished series that I started buying and never managed to get the last books. I have books I left back at home in Chile that I don't know where they are. I have some lost books as well, which means that I know I have them somewhere, but nobody can find them. They're not here, they're not in Chile, they're not at my mom's or my dad's, so they're like, they dug a hole. I guess, and hid themselves. So yeah, right now my book collection is a mess. I have books literally everywhere. But I really hope I get better at finishing series and getting my collection complete in the next year or so. I really hope I can go back and look for my lost books as well. So yeah, that's what my collection is looking like, a mess. And that was the last question of the Booktube Newbie Tag. I really hope you got to know me a little bit better with these questions, but if you have any more questions, please do leave them in the comments below. As this is not my main channel, I won't be posting as much in the beginning, so please don't forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell so you know whenever there's a new video. And with that, I will be seeing you very soon. Bye bye!